While inflation has been falling in many areas, the price of food is not one of them. Now, overall, inflation dropped to 6.5% in December, but food prices are at 10.5% and much more for certain items, like eggs. If you like 2 eggs sunny side up or a 3-egg omelet, you might want to consider downsizing. Taylor Jackson joins us now with the unappetizing details. Taylor?
Rich eggs are a classic breakfast staple for many, and they're typically cheap to buy. However, due to inflation and the avian flu, egg prices have increased drastically.
As grocery prices increased last year, many consumers hoped they would return back to normal within a few short months. However, prices have yet to drop.
First of all, across all food, we've seen double-digit inflation. Everything has gone up, and because of fuel prices, because of feed prices, we've seen that definitely in all the animal protein markets.
Egg prices have seen the largest increase. According to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, in August of 2020, the average price for a dozen large grade A eggs was $1.33. And by the end of December 2022, eggs averaged at $4.25. Agricultural economist Rodney Holcomb says one of the main causes of increased prices is the avian flu,
which took out over 40 million laying hens. That's a big hit for the industry. It hit broilers, it hit turkeys, but it also definitely hit laying hens very heavy.
Due to the avian flu, farmers had to kill infected birds in order to prevent the illness from spreading. That means about 10% of the country's laying hens were lost.
Now, chickens, the broilers that we have when you go to the store and buy chicken breasts or whatever you may buy, those, losing a production cycle of those, you can rebound pretty quickly. It only takes less than 2 months to go from hatching an egg to having that full-grown, ready-to-process broiler chicken.
However, Holcomb says it takes laying hens longer to prepare for producing eggs.
It takes several months before you get a chicken, a hen, up to that point where she is producing eggs on a regular basis. So once we hit that 40 million birds, that's basically think 40 million eggs a day that are totally taken out of the system.
So now we're starting to see that gap because it takes a certain amount of time for chickens to start laying eggs. So the chickens that should have started laying eggs right now were the ones that were killed. So we're kind of in that in between.
Many Oklahoma egg farmers haven't experienced the avian flu this year, but Prairie Creek Farms livestock manager Morgan Long says they are still being impacted.
People can't, get them in stores and they see empty shelves, and so they're trying to scramble around and find where they can get eggs. And we see the impact, we have people panic buying. We have them buying 15 dozen at a time. And so that leaves us in short supply. And winter time, things slow down as far as eggs are concerned anyway, naturally. And so we're in low supply too to try to meet that demand. There you go.
Founded in 2016, the 80-acre farm was created to provide better quality meat to families.
They started farming after, seeing how many young people were sick, and in hospitals they worked in healthcare, or one of them did. And so he saw that so many young people were unhealthy and kind of saw that their diets were the main cause of it. And so it led him to start a farm.
Prairie Creek Farms produces grass-fed beef, pasteurized eggs, and chickens.
So we are a pasture-raised, non-GMO with supplemental feed. So it's the way we manage our livestock that makes them healthier for people.
Long says their management practices help keep healthier birds and prevent unwanted illnesses. Due to inflation, chicken feed prices have increased, costing farmers more money to produce eggs.
The price of operation is way up, so our feed costs are way up, our fuel costs are way up, which makes us have to increase egg prices. There's a lot of reasons that we see the increase in egg prices and kind of a low supply of eggs right now.
Long says Prairie Creek Farms has made the tough decision to increase their prices this year.
For the longest time, I think we stayed steady on our egg prices, and this is the first time in 5 years that we've had to raise our egg prices, and they've risen just this year by 30%.
Holcomb says that supply demand also plays a role in the much dreaded price increase.
We're coming off a very high demand period, the holiday season. Eggs are in everything. So that pushed up demand even more. We had limits on supply, prices of everything were already going up. It's like the perfectly bad storm where everything went wrong all at once. And then egg prices went double, triple, some places quadruple what they had been 1 year before.
Prairie Creek Farms supplies products for local restaurants in Tulsa, Oklahoma City, and Edmond. The high demand for eggs and meat products make it difficult to meet those needs.
It's making our output to all of these restaurants a little low. So everyone's a little low right now, and we have had to raise our wholesale egg prices too, just to meet that inflation, offset it, you know. So we're doing the best that we can to meet the demand of the restaurants while still meeting our retail demands.
But egg prices aren't the only ones increasing. Butter, beef, and milk prices have increased as well.
We've seen some declines in certain fruit and vegetable categories, but when it comes to the proteins, we're still fighting a lot of the inflation issues that we've had the last couple of years. Beef prices have been high, pork prices have been high.
While consumers are feeling relief at the pump, trips to the grocery store will continue to cost a little more.